Hi guys, welcome to Happy Visas. My name is Philip Port and today I'm going to be explaining why tariffs are actually good for China. Obviously America's put a lot of tariffs on China and I'm going to tell you what are the advantages and what are the disadvantages. Well, obviously the main advantage for China is it might actually get paid out eventually on its treasury bonds. You can't keep kicking the can down the road. It's got trillions of dollars worth of treasury bonds. America keeps issuing more, getting bigger and bigger in debt. So isn't it a good thing that Donald Trump has said to China, look, we've got to sort out this deficit. We've got to get it under control. So I think it's a very positive, aspect of Donald Trump, wanting to sort out, this spiraling debt is just getting bigger and bigger every 100 days, $1 trillion. And if it keeps going like that, nobody will get paid. So I think, he's, I've got to take my hat off to Donald Trump. He's, taking his medicine. He's trying to fight the deficit. Now, I think he's gone the wrong way about it. I would have, I would have gone softly approach. I think he's, gone a little bit manic. But anyway, at least he's trying to face the problem. Now, the other advantage for China is obviously, their main competitors, Russia, China, America. These are main competitors. They're looking for business, they're looking for investment. And more people will invest in China now. More people will not invest in America. They can't trust the Americans because of the way they've gone about things. The American Treasury bond has collapsed. They're having to pay a lot more to issue Treasury bonds, lots, bigger interest rates, sorry. So the Americans have, in my opinion, just by the way they've gone about it, they've shot themselves in the foot. Now, if I was America, let's pretend I'm America and I've got a huge debt. What I'm going to do as an individual, I'm going to get more debt. There's no point going bankrupt with a smaller amount of debt. You want to make that debt as big as possible. So if I was America, if I was Donald Trump, I would say, okay, guys, if you're prepared to take treasury bonds, if you're prepared to keep, exporting your goods to America, oh, beautiful. Isn't it better to go bankrupt with, not 30 trillion, but 70, 80 trillion in debt? That's what I would have done. And then, within 6 months, everybody forgets the American economy would collapse. But it would, normally they recover within 6 months, and they've got the military to protect the American dollar after the collapse, after the default. So I think, if I was America, I would make the debt bigger, not smaller. The downside for America, another downside for America is, the supply chains. All these American companies that buy the components from China, assemble them in America. All the supply chain is being messed up. So I think, again, it was a rash decision by America. The right decision, but a rash one. They should have taken their time. So, so just to recap, I think, the world has got a chance of getting paid out on these treasury bonds. I think America shot itself in the foot because loss of reputation, the supply chains are going to be affected. And I think, a lot of investment will go to China now. It's giving it a strong case to make the yuan, the RMB, a competitor to the euro, competitor to the American dollar. More people are going to have faith in the Asian currencies rather than the Western currencies. So that's my take on that, guys. Obviously it's a very, very complex, situation. But if you want to check out if Donald Trump has made a good decision or a bad decision, look at what the bonds are doing. If you've got to pay a higher interest, or you're getting a higher interest, for buying bonds, that means the powers that be, the money men, the men with the brains, they don't like what's happening. You know, obviously, if it's a higher risk, they want a higher return. Okay, then, thank you guys. Thank you for watching this video. Cheers.